Welcome to Osseo High School for our second semifinal in the Section 6 4A boys basketball tournament. It's the number 3 seed, the Cooper Hawks, and the number 2 seed, the Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, is a contrast in these teams. Wayzata's a lot bigger and a lot older. A lot of these guys played in a section final a year ago. Cooper kind of has that nothing to lose attitude, though, coming into this one.
No, you're absolutely right, Jay. The thing about Wayzata, too, is they play together as a summer team in AAU. So these guys have grown up, they're experienced, they know where each other's going to be, they know what to expect. They played in the section finals last year. So they're coming into this, they know this is their senior class. They expect to win tonight's game. On the flip side, you know, with Cooper, they got a lot of young guys. We've seen their young players kind of transition and get a lot of time, start to play with a lot of confidence. They have a lot of talent, but it's a lot different situation when you got a packed gym and your season is on the line. You lose and you go home. But I also like the athleticism of Cooper, too, so I think we're going to be in store for a good matchup.
Cooper coach Bo Powell talking about his team's quarterfinal. They had to go overtime to beat Minneapolis South. You could look at that two ways, and he chose to go with the positive and say he was glad that they got a test to just kind of know what the playoffs are all about.
Hey, it's a game experience. Again, when you lose, you're done for the year, and it's a close game, so you're going to overtime. His young players get a chance to go through that. They're not going to be surprised tonight. They're not going to be nervous. So I'm the same way as Coach Powell. I think it's a great thing. You overcome adversity. Whether you should have won or not, doesn't matter. You did, and you're here.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in this evening's contest, starting with Cooper. And no doubt who their leader is, a great offensive player, great rebounder, Melvin Newbern.
Well, he's so relentless, Jay, on the offensive glass. Very athletic. He's their leader. We did their game when they played Hopkins earlier in the year. He might have been the best athlete on the court that night, and that's saying something with Hopkins' talent as well. Great athlete, attacks the glass. His athleticism tonight, they're going to need it at its peak to play against the experience and the balance of Wayzata.
Wayzata definitely is a very balanced team, but we're going to talk about one of their sharpshooters. Jack Salato's a guy that just had a nice last couple seasons of his varsity career.
He's just steady Eddie, you know, averaging just under 15 points a game. He's a great shooter. He's a rebounder, kind of does everything. A jack of all trades, master of none, if you will. The nice thing when you talk about Wayzata, Jay, is you could pick really any five, any starting five. They're that good. They're that deep. Jack's a senior. He had 19 points in their first playoff game, so he's kind of their steady Eddie, but they got so much depth, and they all can shoot the ball. They share the ball really well. They're a fun team to watch.
Well, it was this time a year ago, coming into a section semifinal. Wayzata was the underdog against Maple Grove. They came out and played one of their great games and got it done. Got a victory. I'm guessing their coach, Brian Schnettler, probably reminded them, you know, look what we did last year. We have to make sure we're ready for this Cooper team.
That's the thing. In the playoffs, it doesn't matter what you did last year. It doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. It's all about the moment. And that's how they've been practicing this week. Guys, this is our senior run here. This is our group. Nothing matters but today and practicing for today. And I don't think that they're a team that's going to overlook Cooper. They're very respectful. They know the athleticism that Cooper has. So I think they're going to come out and I think they're going to take it to him.
All right, should be an interesting battle here this evening. The Hawks and the Trojans tip off next. The winner gets Hopkins in the section final. We'll be right back with our opening tip-off.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
And welcome back to Osseo as we get set for the second semifinal matchup. The Armstrong Falcons were defeated by Hopkins in the first semifinal. And as we said, the 2 versus 3 seeds in this matchup. Wayzata in the section championship game last year, although they were at the time in section 5. Sections have been realigned a little bit. Let's go over now to the third member of our crew, Allie Arl.
Hey, welcome to game 2 from the sidelines. Before the game, I talked to Coach Powell about what his biggest concern was in Wayzata, and he said they're bigger. He said you can't prepare for size when you just don't have that on your team. He says we're going to need a lot of things to go our way here tonight. Now for Wayzata, I asked Coach, how are they going to contain the Newbern brothers? He said, as a team, we have a lot of individually talented players, but we play together, and together is how they're going to shut down that duo. Guys.
Thanks, Ellie, and certainly Wayzata, a team with a lot more experience, definitely a lot more size. Those are two factors that you can't dispute, but you have to come out and play. And sometimes being a senior, you've been there before, but at the same time, you can be a little bit nervous when you come in knowing that it could be the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think, one thing Coach Powell said, too, with his youngsters is it's about confidence. So if Cooper can come out, maybe hit a couple of jumpers, maybe get an early lead, I think they start to believe, hey, we can do this. And as a collective unit, that's when miracles happen. That's when upsets happen. So I think the start of this game is going to be really critical. As you saw in your first game, Armstrong getting off to a slow start. Hopkins just took it from him right from the get-go. You don't want to fall in that predicament, especially when you're playing against a really, really good team.
Let's look at the starters. First of all, for Mo Powell and the Hawks, we got Devin Mosby, Nathan Hill, Melvin Newbern, Damian Gordon, and Bijan Newbern. For the Cooper Hawks, who come in at 17-7, and for Brian Schnettler and the Trojans, Austin Slater, Johnny Benninga, who just became the all-time scoring leader at Wayzata, Jack Sawada, Troy Luwaji, and Gavin Baumgartner.
Well, I'm also proud to say that I'm on the Mr. Basketball Committee this year, Jay, and really fought hard for Johnny Benninga to be one of the finalists, and I'm happy to say that things are looking really good for him to be in the top 5. I've just been a big fan of how he's played. They have such balance, but he's kind of been their conductor, if you will, and they need him to play at their best if they're going to make a run, not just to win the section, but also make a run at the state tournament.
Newbern gets up and wins the tip from Austin Slater, and Cooper has first possession here. Nathan Hill giving it to Melvin Newbern. Early long 3 taken and missed that time by Damian Gordon, and here come the Trojans. Benninga gets the return from Luwaji and pops, and his 3 also no good. Bijan Newbern coming back here for the Hawks. Melvin Newbern's going to line up a 3, and he hits.
He's capable of knocking that down. I think his game is more slashing and offensive rebounding and using his athleticism, but he's going to have a bigger guy guarding him. If he can pull him away from the basket, maybe knock a couple of those down, I think it's just going to open up the spacing even more.
Nice step in and steal by Damian Gordon for the layup, no. And Sawada wins the fight for the rebound, and then, let's see, he's either a foul or travel. Looks like it's going to be a foul. And that will be possibly on Melvin Newbern, which obviously is something that Cooper's going to want to avoid tonight, getting their leader into foul trouble as he picks up an early one. The Hawks come with pressure here, as expected. They're smaller, but definitely quicker across the floor, too. Baumgartner into the front court and throws it away. Newbern the steal. And that one too hard off the glass from Devin Mosby. Both teams a little cold here in the early going, with the exception of that shot by Melvin Newbern. Baumgartner picks up the dribble, gets it to Luwaji now. Sawada. And Benninga wants to pull it back out and restart. And stolen away. Mosby, quick hands there, giving it to Bijan Newbern for the layup.
Well, you can see Bijan Newbern, very athletic, runs the floor hard, and that's a quick 5-0 start. That's exactly the kind of start you want with a younger team, getting their confidence on board.
Near steal there, and Brian Schnettler asks for a quick timeout on the Wayzata sideline. It's Cooper doing some things they want to do early on, create some havoc in the backcourt, and here's that steal that got the break started.
Yeah, nice job by Devin Mosby that time, being able to anticipate, and you can see how athletic they are. Beijing Newbern running the floor. He's long and athletic, only a sophomore, part of that youth movement that we've talked about with Cooper. So they got a good balance here. A couple of good seniors in flux with a couple of sophomores and freshmen too that really have an impact on their game, and they're athletic. They want to pick this pace up as best they can.
Wayzata basketball in the backcourt as they get it into Benninga. Hill defending him, Benninga. Into a double team. Now Baumgartner to Sawada. Trying to go to Slater, and they reach over and steal as Damian Gordon attacking the ball.
Yeah, and he's 6'4". He's given up about 4 or 5 inches on Austin Slater. That time used his quickness, got around the big body of Slater, and able to get another turnover. Wayzata, a couple of early turnovers, they're not even able to get good shots.
And a follow-up is good. Put away by Mosby after the tough first shot was missed. 7-0 start here for Cooper. Sawada lets it fly and knocks it down, and that's Wayzata's game right there.
Yeah, even though they're bigger, they have big size, they're very perimeter oriented. Even Austin Slater, the big fella, steps out and shoots a lot of threes. And that was just what they needed to kind of calm their nerves down, get a big three. See if that settles them down here.
Hill going to the hoop, off the glass and good.
And Nathan Hill, he's 5'11", but he's built like a truck, just really solid. He gets that first step, he gets his body on you. There's really not much you can do as a perimeter defender.
Cutting free, and the layup is good for Baumgartner.
Just a simple basketball play. It's a pass and a UCLA cut from Baumgartner, and you've got to be disciplined guarding Wayzata. They're smart, they'll backdoor you, they make great basket cuts, and if you're not below it, that's the result, an easy layup.
Bijan Newbern driving into the middle. Benninger got a piece of the pass, but it still gets there, but then Lawaji steals the next one. Benninger back out to Baumgartner for a three, no good. The tip, Slater keeps it alive, and then we get a foul call on the Hawks underneath. Slater was surrounded, but got to that ball, and Mosby will be called for the push. Checking in here for Wayzata is Ryan Lindbergh, number 24.
And you got to be careful. I mean, he's instant offense off the bench. Great shooter, aggressive scorer, beautiful footwork up and under for Austin Slater.
Looks to attack right there. Newbern already had that one early foul too, so that might have impacted how aggressive he could be going at him. And layup good, so Wayzata to within 2 after the very slow start. Gordon will shoot the jumper, and he hits.
I like his patience there, Jay. He caught him up. I'm talking to the youth programs all the time. Catch and face, triple threat. He squared him up, took his time, buried a mid-range jumper.
Baumgartner to Lindbergh, dumping it in. Slater again attacking, and off the glass, no good with the left hand.
Yeah, I like Wayzata's strategy. They're pounding it into Austin Slater. They're trying to pick up that second foul on Melvin Newbern. He's going to have to play good defense without fouling.
Here's Hill's jumper, no good. Melvin Newbern wins the fight for the rebound and scores.
We saw that in the Hopkins game, right? He plays above the rim. He's got a jetpack on his feet. He able just skies through the rim, able to do it. And then not only that, Jay, but that weird body angle, able to finish.
There's Benninger turning the corner and getting the layup. He is the one Wayzata guy that's really dangerous driving the ball.
But he's just so quick, too. He's a good shooter, so you got to respect that. And he's just like he gets shot out of a cannon. That's how quick he is. You got to have help defense if he gets by the initial defender.
Melvin Newbern thought about it. You can see they're really giving Slater a lot of help trying to take away the drive from Melvin Newbern.
Well, and that's the matchup. The flip side is Melvin Newbern has that quickness on Austin Slater. So you wonder if they'd space the floor and try to attack that liability on defense.
Here's Melvin Newbern lining up a three. Hit one earlier, doesn't go this time. Benning got a rebound. Wayzata looking to push it back. He'll stop and pop from 15 and he hits.
That's just a beautiful basketball play. He's pushing it, his head is up, he's looking both directions. No one stops the ball, he doesn't force it, just comes to a nice rhythm, mid-range jump shot, knocks down the pull-up jumper.
Dijon Newbern driving it into the lane was fouled. See if they're good. I believe it's going to be Sawada. It is.
You know, Wayzata was calling for an offensive foul. They thought maybe they lowered the shoulder there. But a nice aggressive move offensively. And again, you play to your strengths. Wayzata's strengths are spreading the floor, balance, smart basketball. Cooper is athleticism and quickness and explosion. Spread the floor, try to get those driving lanes, try to attack the offensive glass.
Trocon Massey, number 21, is in for Cooper. Also, Ante Burns, number 14. Both of those guys are sophomores. In it comes, and a nice finish in traffic. Damian Gordon, his second bucket, and Cooper has had a solid start to this game, 15-11.
And Damian Gordon, I mean, he's 6'4", so he's a powerful, tall kid, and he's got nice post game too.
Bennigan not able to finish the layup, and Burns the rebound. Here come the Hawks. Dijon Newbern driving, kicks it across to Mosby, and Gordon. Gordon for three more. He has had a nice start. 7 points already for Damian Gordon.
That's beautiful basketball. Mosby drives, he draws the help defender and kicks it over to Gordon, who buries the three. A nice inside out, unselfish play by Cooper. They really couldn't ask for a better start offensively.
Lindbergh dumping it in. Slater off the glass short with it. And rebound knocked around and recovered by the Hawks.
And that's where, if you're a Wayzata fan, you want Austin Slater with his size advantage, Jay, going to the basket, not fading away on that jump hook. He's got to use that height advantage, everything going to the basket, force them to foul.
Gordon down the baseline. Lost his footing, a little contact there too maybe. Here's the layup try that will not drop. And then a tie-up on the rebound. As Parker Hlavacek unable to get that layup to fall. And it'll go Wayzata's way. There's a look at Coach Bo Powell.
He's in mid-season form right there.
That's right.
He fights for his guys. He's a very passionate, really good, smart basketball coach. He's got his team really well prepared.
Hlavacek. I think one question has been answered so far too, is that will our young guys be really nervous? And it doesn't look like it. Jalen Justice here, though, is going to pick up a foul away from the ball for the Hawks as he was trying to deny the cut by Lindbergh and that hooked his arm a little bit. And there's a look at Brian Schnettler there in the middle, a second season, as we said last year, upset Maple Grove in the semifinals of, at the time, Section 5. And now we get another foul away from the ball on the Hawks, and it's again going to be Justice, back-to-back holds before the ball was inbounded.
Yeah, you got to be able to adjust to that. You can't put your hands on a defender, especially in an underneath out of bounds. And if they're going to call that, you got to adjust to it, whether it's a foul or not. It doesn't matter. You adjust to how the officials are calling it. See Coach Powell not happy with those calls. But to your point too, Jay. We talked about in the pregame. Could Cooper come out and get hot? Did they hit a couple of early shots? We saw that first three go down, and it's an amazing thing when you play basketball, whether you're the underdog or your favorite. A couple of shots goes in, all of a sudden we all believe, hey, they're not so great. Maybe we can play with them, and that it just does wonders for your team and for your morale.
Checking in for Cooper now will be Jalen Miller, a freshman, number 15, and probably Jalen Justice. You might be sitting, you think, after just for nothing else, so 2 quick fouls there.
2 fouls with 0 seconds taken off the clock, right? Under side out of bounds there. But yeah, we saw Jalen Justice, we saw Jalen Miller, during the year against Hopkins, and they were really productive off the bench. They're offensively extremely talented, good shooters, and at this point they've got a whole season under their belt. They're not playing like freshmen anymore.
Benninga gets it into the Logi. Benninga popping from the right side, and he knocks it down. His 3rd field goal already.
And just at such a nice pace, too. He caught it, kind of had a little shot fake, just 2 hard dribbles, and he's got a great mid-range jump shot. Doesn't force it, doesn't try to get all the way to the basket. He takes what the defense gives him. And that's a good sign for Wayzata that he's knocking down perimeter shots.
Cooper by 5. Here's Burns with it out high. Quite a few subs in there now for Cooper. They have generally been going about 9 deep of late, I think. Burns passing it back over to Jalen Miller, and they'll start over at the top with Massey.
You know, I like this style, though. I like that they're patient. You know, these young guys are making good plays. They're not forcing stuff. They're spreading Wayzata out, and they're going to try to attack if they can get a driving lane to do so. And that's just what happens.
That's a nice finish of a tough shot there, as Bijan Newburn able to get it to go on the baseline.
Well, he's showing his athleticism. He's got some good length to him. He's 6'2", and he's only a sophomore. We saw him on that transition layup. That time he finishes right at the rim as well.
Quick trigger from Lindbergh, but no, and Bijan Newburn with the rebound here for the Hawks. Cooper leading at 20-13. Solid start here against the more experienced Wayzata club.
Well, a lot of people might think, you know, Ryan Lindbergh, you just checked into the game. That's a quick trigger on that shot. That's his role on this team. Almost like Vinnie Johnson for the Detroit Pistons. He comes in, he provides another offensive spark. He's a great shooter, and he can score points in bunches. Yeah, of all the shooters they have on this team, you could make a case that Ryan might be as good as any of them, absolutely,
even though he comes off the bench. Here's Burns into traffic, was tied up, and it will stay with Cooper as Melvin Newburn will come back in, as will Hill for the Hawks. And massive substitutions for Wayzata as well. Sawada back in. Also, we've got Ty Galinsky, number 23, coming in, as well as the younger Benega, Jacob, the 9th grader, coming in, number 2. And Newburn nearly throws that one away, but Hill, a nice job to recover it.
That's the matchup right here to watch. Those two, Melvin Newburn against Austin Slater, just again with that size and quickness differential.
Newburn gives it up. Shot fake from Hill. Now Melvin Newburn spinning to the middle, left it short, tried to get it back himself, and it'll bounce around. They'll get another possession and a traveling call.
Yeah, that's the right call. You can see that pivot foot that time shuffle by Jalen Miller.
Inbounded here, Jacob Benega. Cutting is Sawada, and he's fouled by Hill.
Again, a nice offensive design right there. They hit the wing, point guard cuts through, and that time Sawada follows right off that UCLA screen. And if they just get a step like that, you can see there's definitely slap, definitely contact on Nathan Hill.
So Sawada to the free throw line here and misses. First free throw attempts for either team right there.
Yeah, Wayzata is, you know, predominantly a jump shooting team, and Cooper normally getting to the basket, drawing fouls. Well, they've been knocking perimeter shots down too here in the first part of the first half. So not a lot of only 2 free throw attempts.
6-point lead here for the Hawks. Hill lost it on the way up, and then taken back though by Burns, and the layup's good.
What a strong move. Ante Burns just went in, took the ball away. Power dribble, jumped, exploded at the rim, took some contact, able to finish. That's a big-time play by Ante Burns.
22-14 Hawks. Sawada cutting free to the baseline, but has to take it back out. Cooper has done a real nice job defensively. Galinsky might have got away with a ward off there. Missed it. Slater gets the rebound, and let's see, is this a foul or a tie-up? Looks like it might be a foul call.
But it almost looked like 2 Wayzata guys were tangling over the ball together. Here's a replay of that. Watch Ante Burns right here. Just get in there strong. And look how he collected himself, Jay. He took that nice jump stop and exploded at the rim.
Massey will be called for that foul, so Slater to the free throw line here for Wayzata. And it's good.
Now he's got a very nice touch for a big fella in high school. He's able to step out. He's got a good mid-range game, good free throw shooter, and can knock the three-point shot down also.
And this is the second. Melvin Newburn climbs the ladder. Newbern driving, then kicks it over. Jalen Miller from the corner, short. Trojans running it back the other way. Jacob Benninger for the layup, it's good.
Well, there's a reason he's playing, and it's not just because he's Johnny's younger brother. He is a very quick player, plays a lot like his older brother, and that time explodes to the rim.
Miller shooting another one from the corner, not there this time. Sawada the rebound. Sawada kicking it over. Baumgartner. Now Galinsky pitching it into Slater. He's got a much smaller man on him this time. Slater with the left hand scores and a foul.
Well, what I love about that is he didn't fade away from the basket, Jay. He took a dribble, he spun back to his left, but it was going to the basket, knowing he's got about a 5 to 6 inch height differential when Nathan Hill was guarding him. Now watch his footwork here. See how he spins to the basket? Definitely contact on the lower body half right there. That's smart basketball by Wayzata, identifying that mismatch down low. They give Austin Slater credit for adjusting. Earlier we saw him fading away from the basket. There is all power.
That time the free throw is good. Damon Gordon is reported back into the lineup here for the Hawks. So the lead is cut down to 2 now. Cooper 22 to 20. Bijan Newbern handling. Now Melvin Newbern with it out on the wing. We get a hold away from the ball on the Trojans here. And that one goes against Lindbergh. Pass tipped on the inbound by Slater. It'll stay with Cooper. Gordon into Melvin Newbern. Gordon stops and shoots off target there. Nice board though by Massey, and he finishes.
And again, we talked about offensive rebounding there. Even though Wayzata is much taller, Cooper is athletic and they are relentless. That is part of their identity, is attacking the offensive glass. You've got to put a body on Cooper, and they're such quick leapers too, Jay.
Into Slater. Oh, lost it on the way up. And Melvin Newbern the rebound. To Bijan Newbern. Down the lane. Blocked there by the Trojans. Here comes Sawada to the rim. That's no good. And Melvin Newbern boards it. Bijan Newbern. Gonna stop and pop. Too strong. Massey there. Had it blocked. And it will stay with Cooper.
And again, offensive rebounding. Even though they didn't score that, they're going to extend the possession, get another chance here. You know, that's one thing Coach Netler was talking about pregame is, hey, we do have the size advantage, but we've got to get a body on them. We've got to limit their possessions. And there's nothing more, debilitating than you play a good round of defense and you don't box out and they get to extend the play with an offensive rebound.
Turnaround jumper by Gordon wouldn't fall. Here comes Benninger back the other way. Pass was tipped. Now Slater up with it, and he scores.
Being in the right place at the right time, right? That ball gets tipped out, good defense. And again, Slater going to the basket. He's lowering that shoulder, using his physicality, and he's got a nice touch.
Benninger will be called for the hand check out top.
See this ball gets tipped right out to Austin Slater. And again, his body going forward, that ends up only being about a 3-foot little floater. Easy shot.
Newbern, no good on the three. Benninger looking inside to Slater. Tipped away on the way up. And then a foul on Wayzata as Alex Jensen will pick it up.
Well, you couldn't play defense any better in the low post that time. Melvin Newbern not wanting to pick up a second foul, but he kept his base. His lower body had nice strength to it. He didn't push his arms down. He kept his arms straight, able to slap at that ball. Excellent post defense.
Burns will come back in. Jalen Miller checking out here for the Hawks. They have led throughout this first half. The lead right now at 2, 24-22. Much better semifinal than the first one was, to be honest, as Hopkins took Armstrong out of it early. Here's Newbern back out to Burns. Osseo will give it to Newburn. Now Gordon. Bijan Newburn. Behind the back moves. Goes off the glass and no good. Slater able to snare it.
With the Euro step, too.
Yeah, I'm
Euro
not so
step
sure he
on
didn't
that.
take a little extra.
Yeah.
Benninga into the front court here. Under 4 minutes to play now in the first half. Benninga will stop, and Gordon got a piece of it. And Melvin Newburn out of there with it. Newburn looking to attack and score it, plus a foul.
That's a strong finish right there. He's left-handed. You got to take his strong hand away. That time he takes the contact, kind of contorts his body. Watch him lower that shoulder. Clearly contact. That takes such body control and strength, Jay, to take that kind of hit and then still have the wherewithal to get the shot off. Excellent move in transition.
And when you're not close enough to use the window on that one, it makes it a much harder shot. And you give him credit for being able to finish that.
Kind of a goofy angle, too. So the degree of difficulty is very high on that for Melvin Newburn.
Free throw good for Newburn, and he has 8 points now, and Cooper's lead extended back to 5 now.
Well, his average is right around that 20-point mark. That's what he had in the first round of the playoffs as well. So very consistent. I think Cooper needs him to be in that 25 to 30 range and probably, 12 to 16 rebounds. That kind of performance to beat Wayzata.
Tipped away from Luwaji, and he's not sure he can grab it again. He does. They thought they were going to be over and back, and now we get a foul call on the Hawks.
Yeah, kind of a question of whether that was a back court there. It couldn't have worked out better for Wayzata. I think he was waiting for someone on Cooper to touch it first, and it actually looked like he did, but his foot clearly was over the line. Kind of a goofy looking play.
So Luwaji to the free throw line here for Wayzata, and he hits. And in and out on the second, and controlled by Mosby. Four-point Cooper lead here. And stolen away by Benninga. Benninga to the hoop, no good. The tip was not good, and Massey up with it. Melvin Newburn looking to drive it on Luwaji. A little floater off the glass too hard, and rebounded by Halabachuk for Wayzata. Luwaji with it at the top of the key. Lindbergh will let it rip. And short. Melvin Newburn in traffic rebounding. Goes all the way for the layup.
How about that, Jay? That little step in to contort his body to avoid a charge. Just a beautiful play offensively.
And Benninga is fouled. This one will be number 2 on Newburn.
Yeah, that's big. And that's big for a couple reasons. Obviously, you're losing a senior, you're losing that scoring, but just his athleticism, his rebounding presence, both offensively and defensively, I think that's going to be a big loss. They're going to lose him for the next 2 minutes here in the first half.
Benninga's free throw is good. Checking in now for the Hawks. Well, Bijan Newburn will come back in, but also number 30, Isaiah Gordon, a 6'3" sophomore. Benninga's second free throw is also good. He has 8 points now for the Trojans. Cooper by 4 here as we approach 2 minutes to play here in a good first half. Here's Gordon. Mosby.
Really impressed with Cooper's poise on the offensive end tonight. They're not playing fast. They've taken good shots.
Newburn had that one blocked, and it's off his leg as getting a piece of that was Baumgartner and kind of pinned it against the bottom of the glass here.
Nice drive, good spacing, beautiful looking pass. Yeah, you can see off the leg too. Nice call.
And there's a ball thrown away. Scramble, Wayzata will get it back. Sawada for three, short. Scramble for it in the corner, out off of Wayzata.
Well, that's what you love to see. The Cooper bench up and excited. Great hustle. Both guys, Damian Gordon, laying all out, able to preserve possession of that ball. Excellent hustle. Open three for Sawada, who's usually a knockdown shooter. And look at these two guys just giving their body.
And we'll get a travel call. Baumgartner doing his best there, coming up with that one, but then called for the travel as Cooper wasn't expecting that. Under a minute and a half to play in half number one, and Cooper by 4. Isaiah Gordon over to Damian Gordon. Bijan Newbern had a step, now looks to Mosby, thought about it, and then had his shot blocked.
I think he had the initial three-pointer open and tried to get to that mid-range, and it was covered. Excellent defense.
Lindbergh misses the three. Sawada. I think this foul will be called against Wayzata. Sawada. Yeah, he did get the left arm out there a little bit. And so he'll be whistled for the foul as they went for the loose ball. 6th team foul, so Cooper will inbound in the backcourt. Jalen Miller coming back into the Hawks lineup. Gordon inbounding to Burns. Wayzata trying to throw a quick trap on. Burns into some trouble, but got it out of there. Bijan Newbern. And it's going to stay with Cooper because Wayzata was out of bounds. Newbern correctly knew he couldn't go get that ball or it'd be a travel because he jumped to shoot. And then they get a little bit of a break because Wayzata stepped on the sideline while recovering it.
That's the second play like that. We've seen Wayzata with the half-court line that they both have worked out for him. Rarely do you see that happen.
Wayzata really looking to trap the ball out top here.
Cooper playing discipline on offense, not taking chances, not trying to do too much. You know, haven't turned the ball over hardly at all here in the first half. Nice patience here. And they're trying to run it down and get that last shot of the half.
They've got the lead and they want the last shot. Burns. 8 seconds, and now Damian Gordon. Gets a high pick. He's going to cast up a long one, and that's an air ball.
That's the one problem, Jay, you run into is you wait too long and you end up forcing up a bad shot. I'd rather get into your offense at that 12-second mark, try to get a shot off with 3 or 4 seconds left.
So we have reached the halfway point in this one, and a 29-25 advantage here for the number 3 seed, the Cooper Hawks, leading the Trojans from Wayzata here, the 2nd seed here in our Section 6 tournament. Let's go over now to Allie.
Hey, thanks, Jay. Coach, you guys started the game with a 7-0 run, and then you led the entire way. Is that how you saw the first half going?
No, I didn't see it one way or the other. I just wanted to come out and play hard, get some stops, and stay in the game. We wanted to stay focused, and they stayed focused the first half.
What didn't you see out of your team in the first half that you'd like to see in the second?
We did a bad job of converting on offense. We rushed a lot of shots. We didn't take our time, and then we missed. We missed a bunch of little bunnies around the basket, and we didn't get stops when we needed to.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, keeping it loud over the band, guys. We'll send it back to you.
Thanks, and you could hear the effects of all the sideline work, too, from Coach Powell. Hopefully his voice holds out, the same with Coach Nettler. We'll be back here to Osseo in a moment. Cooper leading Wayzata 29-25 at the half.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Good crowd on hand here at Osseo. Cooper leading Wayzata 29-25 at the half. Let's look at some first half highlights from this one, and definitely a solid start, certainly for Cooper. They get the steal here by Mosby and pitches it over to Bijan Newbern to finish there on the layup. They maybe got their nerves out of the way early with some solid performance to begin, and then the jumper knocked down there by Shawada.
Nice mid-range pull-up by Johnny Benega. He had 8 points. He had a number of them coming from that mid-range jump shot level.
Gordon really chipped in nicely offensively there with a good start, knocking down 3 shots himself. And then Bijan Newbern, a nice finish there in traffic. Able to get that one to go on the baseline drive for the Hawks. Here's Jacob Benega finishing on the layup there for Wayzata. And then Newbern, this is a tough shot, squeezing between defenders.
Just to avoid the charge there was just really a phenomenal move.
You see Newbern with 10, Gordon with 7 to lead the way, Benega and Slater 8 apiece for the Trojans. Let's go now over to Allie.
Hey, thanks, Coach. At no point did you guys lead offensively in this game. How do you change that in the second?
We played really fast. We got to slow down a little bit on offense. And defensively, we gave up too many old boards, and we got to finish possessions if we want to take control of the game.
You've never played this game or this team before. What did you learn about them in the first that you want to adjust in the second?
They played really hard. I mean, that's really what it comes down to this time of year, and they played harder than us. They got more of the loose balls, and we need to match that and crank it up a little bit on defense.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, send it back to you, Jay.
Thank you, Allie, and thanks to Coach Schnettler as well. I'm sure he was not overly thrilled with the way his team played in the first half, but at the same time, you have to, realize that you got some experienced guys. They need to come out and play a strong second half, but I agree with him that Cooper played with maybe a little bit more energy in that first half.
Which is what we maybe thought, in order for Cooper to get into this game or to win this game, their energy, their offensive rebounding was going to be critical, and that's what they were able to do. They got off to that good start. They're shooting with confidence. And on the flip side, Wayzata has not shot the ball particularly well. And the other thing, too, is I think Austin Slater's they got to start going back to him in the post. He had a couple of nice moves. Melvin Newbern's got 2 fouls. If they're able to get that 3rd foul on him, that could really kind of change the course of the second half here. So that's what I would expect. Maybe playing a little bit more inside out. A few more ball rotations. You heard Coach Schnettler talk about, too, playing too fast. Slow it down. Let's get a great shot. Not a good shot. Let's get a great shot.
Cooper really got after it pretty well defensively, too, and I think, they were able to make Wayzata just a little bit uncomfortable and having to shoot the ball a little quicker than they wanted on a number of occasions, too.
Well, we've done Wayzata a couple times over the last few years, and I've seen them play maybe 6 or 7 times this year. That was the most kind of generic first half I've seen them, where it was just like, nothing really, there was no identity. We weren't trying to do this. They weren't getting easy looks. I thought Cooper did a great job. They were disciplined defensively, and their athleticism, I think, was bothering Wayzata in that first half. I'm sure Coach Schnettler told his group, listen, guys, we have 18 minutes left. We don't want to end this season yet. We have bigger goals, loftier goals, bigger expectations. If we want to move on, we got to come out and try to take control of this game right from the start of the second half.
And for your Cooper guys, you have to come back with the same mentality as you had in the first half. Don't think like we won the first half and now let's hold on. Obviously, that's not the way they're thinking. They got to be just as hungry as when the first half started.
If they don't match that, that's when you get that dip, and that's when Wayzata, they're good enough, experienced enough to feed off of that. So absolutely, you got to almost raise the intensity if you're Cooper.
Sawada with it at the top of the key. Benega flashing 3. Left it short, though, and rebounded by Newbern. Newbern, if he's anywhere near it, it seems to wind up with him, doesn't it?
He's got that knack for the basketball. He's always in the right spot. He's got long arms and he's a quick leaper too. But that's the kind of possession right there. That's a great look, a nice cut. Johnny Benninga's got to make that layup.
Cooper has really done a nice job of running through their offense. If it's not there one time, you just stick with it and go again, get a good screener. Hill driving it here, not able to finish, and it's lost, and Raji comes out of there with it to Baumgartner. And almost lost the dribble there. Scramble for it, and they get it over to Benninga underneath. Baumgartner's layup is good.
Well, it's lucky for Wayzata. The ball was loose. Benninga, nice job, composed, found Baumgartner, who caught it for a layup. Lucky they got 2 points out of that possession.
And Cooper, if there is such a thing, almost too many guys hustled to it. Yeah. They wound up with 3 guys on the floor, so they were kind of outnumbered once it wound up rolling away from them. But you never fault that effort.
No, you don't, but you got to take calculated risks, right? Calculated dives.
Gordon for 3, and it is good. Damian Gordon eyed that one up, said, I think I'm going to take it, and he hits. And the scoreboard has went off. And fortunately, Slater inbounding here to Benninga. Raji with it out high. Driving in, almost lost it, gets it back and scores a slow motion drive, and is able to finish it.
Well, he kept his footwork, he kept his pivot. Looked like he got away with maybe an extra pivot foot there, but able to get it around on the right side. A nice finish.
Gordon, the drive, won't drop. Baumgartner rebounds and then is fouled, and that might be number 3 on Melvin Newbern, or is it on Mosby? Oh, it is Newbern. It'll be his 3rd.
And that's a foul you can't pick up as a senior. You're so valuable to your team, Jay. 85 feet away from the basket. You just gotta be disciplined. Now he's got 3 fouls. I wouldn't be surprised to see Wayzata really attack him defensively. Try to get his 4th foul and get him out of the ball game.
Inside it goes to Slater. Baumgartner, and left it too long after the defender fell. Hill looking to push it the other way. Cooper leading it by 3. And the jumper hit by Mosby. He was ready. He knew the defender was back off him a little bit, and he was going to squeeze the trigger if he got that pass on time like he did.
Well, great pass, and just again, that mid-range jumper, and there's Melvin Newbern defensively with the steal, and he picks up a foul, draws a foul on Wayzata. Really uncharacteristic turnovers of Wayzata, not taking care of the ball. Unforced turnovers.
Benninga will be whistled for the hold. His 2nd foul, and not necessarily a bad thing to foul there instead of giving up a layup or dunk there to Newbern. So Newbern will inbound here for Cooper. They lead it by 5. And he has to throw it off Slater's foot there, as he knew the 5 count was getting close to expiring there. John Newbern will back it out here. Melvin Newbern takes that 3, no good. Benninga rebounds. Now Lindbergh. And a steal by Gordon. Jumped in the passing lane, a little cross-court pass, and Gordon got there in a hurry. Justice is back in there, number 0 for Cooper. Mosby. John Newbern driving it, hands it over to Mosby. Now Gordon into the lane, and it winds up with Melvin Newbern, and the hoop is good.
He's like a Venus flytrap, Jay. The ball just gets drawn into his hands, and you're right. If he gets his hands on it, he's going to come away with it, and he's got that quick jumping ability, able to finish. And we got Cooper up by 7 here.
I think this matches their biggest lead from very early in the game. Slater handing it off. Hlavacek driving it, and get a blocking foul, looks like, against Gordon. Be his first.
Yeah, I just think Wayzata offensively, they just look out of rhythm, out of sorts. No flow to their offense. They're passes that are unforced, being turned over. They just don't look comfortable. They don't look like that juggernaut that you see a lot of times. Missing free throws, missing layups. Johnny Benninger, the first possession of the second half, misses that easy layup. I mean, just kind of out of sorts, and I think you credit Cooper's defense and their pressure getting up and their athletic ability. They're pushing Wayzata right now out of their comfort zone.
Second free throw bounces and drops for Parker Hlavacek, so Wayzata to within 6. But with the pace of this game and the relatively few possessions, 6 still feels like sort of a big lead maybe compared to some games. Hill handing it over to Melvin Newbern, back to Bijan Newbern. And will be called for the travel. It was kind of ran across some traffic there and maybe got bumped a little. It was hard to, but he couldn't quite stop his momentum.
Yeah, really unfortunate, because if you watch, if he waits another second, you'd see the lane opens up. He's got space to either pull up for a jumper or take it all the way to the basket. Just about a split second longer, and that would have been a nice open driving lane.
Lindbergh to Benninger, and a hold by Hill. Again, kind of put that in the category of not a bad one to take, though, because Benninger looked like he had the baseline. He's probably going to get a layup.
Yeah, he's so quick. It's almost, you got to get a better angle to cut him off. If you trail him on that, he'll be able to turn the corner.
They want to go inside to Slater, and stripped away by Hill. Here's the layup, and good, and a foul. Hlavacek probably would have been better off just letting that one go, because he had the layup really already, and Damian Gordon laid it in.
Well, that play was made because number 22, Nathan Hill, came down, slapped it away from Austin Slater, and Hlavacek, if you're going to foul, you got to foul. Make sure they don't get that shot off. That's the last thing you want to do in a tight game when you're trying to make a run, is put a guy on the line for a 3-point play.
8-point lead, and Gordon trying to make it 9 here for Cooper.
But Damian Gordon, he's had a really good game tonight. He's in double figures, but defensively, he's played well rebounding the basketball. He's got some turnovers, and a really nice all-around game.
Benninger goes all the way, and nobody stepped up to help, and the layup good, and a quick timeout by Coach Schnettler. And so Cooper's lead is now at 7 here. Still a lot of time to go in the ball game, but the Hawks have kind of almost executed to a T here. I mean, obviously you don't make every shot or make every play, but they've done things they wanted to do. This time not quite as much, as Hill didn't get any help.
Well, and let's see if that's really the first easy bucket we've seen Wayzata get in quite some time. Let's see if that sparks a little bit of momentum for them, a little confidence. Coach Schnettler gets a timeout right after that. They're going to set their defense. They're going to get a little bit of rest. Let's see if they can build upon that. And you got to think Wayzata's just sitting on some type of offensive, production here from Johnny Benninger, from Austin Slater. But I think you credit, defensively for Cooper the way they've played tonight.
Newbern inbounding to Hill. Wayzata maybe going to try and spring that trap again that they used late in the first half.
But how about the pace for Cooper, right, Jay? I mean, when Wayzata does get any type of run going, Cooper takes a good 30, 40 seconds off the clock, and they're playing not fast, they're playing really smart, so they get a matchup or driving lane that they want to try to expose. Really good strategy here for Cooper.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of times teams that really want to get up and play fast, hard defense find it hard to play like this at the offensive end, but they're doing it really well.
And you could tell that was definitely a part of their plan and their strategy, and they've been disciplined and they're executing it.
Well, and especially when you take a lead like this too. I mean, every possession is one more trip down and another time off where Wayzata's ability to come back is shortened. Hill back over to Justice. Gordon will take that three, and it is good. Cooper, double digits.
You go up 10, you take a minute and a half off the clock. Beautiful execution. And how about, too, just the heads-up play by the freshman, Jalen Justice, who made that pass over the top. And Damian Gordon has had a monster game as he knocks down a wide-open three. Beautiful execution on offense.
So 42-32 Hawks as Wayzata starting to feel the pressure, no doubt now. Rawaji giving it up baseline. Baumgartner for the drive and dunk.
Well, that gets the Wayzata crowd going. Those are the kind of plays that can change momentum in a high school basketball game. And what a Gavin Baumgartner with an athletic move and a big-time throwdown.
Sawada called for the foul there as he thought he saw an opportunity to go for the steal. Instead, bumps into Hill. Be his third as he watched, and I have to admit I wasn't expecting this when he went up.
No, we call that the Jay Wilcox right there. You drive baseline, you cock a big slam down there.
Yes, in my bedroom on the Nerf hoop, that was very true.
No, that was a big-time play by Gavin Baumgartner. How many times do you see in high school, I mean, where dunks aren't, overly common, you get a nice play like that, it just is enough to kind of spark your energy, your momentum. Let's see if Wayzata can build off of that.
Hill, a dribble went off the foot of Baumgartner. They dive for it, everybody, and a tie-up. Old ball will go Wayzata's way.
Another play by Gavin Baumgartner, again, just launching himself in the air, sacrificing his body down the floor to get the possession. Watch the hang time here by Gavin. Look at that effort. If that doesn't fire you up as a teammate to see your guy launching himself like that, giving his body, and that hurts, trust me. You get those elbow and knee scrapes on the floor, not a lot of fun, but great effort.
I think now they're questioning the possession arrow, whose possession it ought to be, and it's Cooper's. There was, I'm guessing here that they just forgot to change the arrow the last time, and so the officials, all three, got together and sorted it out. Hill giving it up now to Gordon. Now, if you're Cooper, you have to be, conscious too of not getting worried about, shooting the ball like this. Here's Gordon this time short. They get it back and score though. Newburn.
Well, great job by Newburn reading that shot was short, and he just went up and got it and able to finish.
Here's Sawada answering with the three for the Trojans.
You're getting the feeling Wayzata offensively starting to find a little bit of a rhythm. They've got a couple of easy looks. Now they're trapping Cooper. They're going to try to speed Cooper up offensively, see if they can force him into some bad plays, maybe a couple of turnovers.
Justice with the reverse dribble here. Benning out chasing him, and a tie-up as he turned into Baumgartner, and this time it will go Wayzata's way.
Well, and that's where Jalen Justice, as a freshman, you just have to be able to know that pressure's coming. And there's Sawada knocking down the three to cut it to 44-37, 7-point game, and they're able to get a turnover on the defensive end.
Sawada giving in to Benninga. Slater at the high post now. Sawada driving it, and layup is good.
Well, really nice ball fake right there. He held his position, let the defender go right by. Nathan Hill was in pretty good position. He flew right by, and Sawada's had 5 big points here in a row.
So Cooper's lead is cut to 5. Here's Burns. Now Massey. Quick double comes, and Sawada with the steal. And It's out of bounds off of Cooper, looks like.
Well, now you're seeing, Cooper in the first half and the first part of the second half did such a nice job taking care of the basketball. Last 3 or 4 possessions, we've seen those turnovers, so the trapping, pressure defense working for Wayzata.
Sawada again looking to drive it. Ran out of room, and Baumgartner fortunate to get that ball. Benninga gets a screen, keeps the dribble alive, and draws a foul on Massey.
Well, a nice little flare screen. Benninga came off of it, and I think Cooper is expecting him to take that mid-range jumper. Instead, he kept it and drove to the baseline here. A nice crossover. And again, we talk about it too, Jay. If you put the pressure on the defense, attack the basket, you're more than likely going to get that foul call. So a heads-up play by Johnny Benninga.
He has 11 now, and Cooper's lead has been trimmed to 4. And no good, but Slater runs it down. Sawada. Inside, no good. Slater grabs it. Slater, no good, and he'll shoot.
Well, I love the aggression by Austin Slater. If he rebounds like that, Jay, if he attacks the offensive glass like that, there's no one on Cooper's side with that height difference that can compete and match his intensity on that. And that time he went after it like he was possessed. He wanted that ball. And that's the kind of energy effort that Wayzata needs from Austin Slater.
Free throw is good. That was the 4th foul on Massey, by the way, so he'll check out Damian Gordon back into the lineup here for Cooper.
Well, Massey gave him good energy. That was 2 quick fouls there in about a minute. He's going to have to take a seat.
Slater makes a pair, and Wayzata back on the doorstep now, trailing it by 2.
That's an 8-0 run, right? It was 44-34, and Wayzata now with another turnover.
Baumgartner up with it underneath. Jacob Benninga. No, the tip try wouldn't go. And there's Burns out of there with it for Cooper. Burns down the middle, foul.
And Sawada, I thought, had good position. You saw his arm come down. When you extend that arm down, that's an easy call for the referees.
And that looks like it'll be number 4 on Sawada, too. So that's a big one. Good jump, stop, and strength there by Burns.
And again, you saw Sawada in good position. I don't think Burns would have been able to make that shot, but when you extend that arm down, that's an easy call.
In and out on the free throw, however. So Hlavacek will come back in. So we've got a little bit of foul issues for a few guys here with Hill with 3 for Cooper, also Melvin Newburn, and Massey has 4, and now that was the 4th on Sawada. Burns gets 1 out of 2, so Cooper breaks a scoring drought, and they go up by 3. Lindbergh to Hlavacek. Baumgartner coming out to get it. Into the lane and down and back across. Lindbergh firing, and he can't buy one tonight. And out of bounds off Wayzata.
Well, Hlavacek and Austin Slater that time fighting with each other on that ball. They both knock it out. Yeah, you're right. Ryan Lindbergh is, for years now, he's been such a good sub off the bench, and he's instant offense, a great jump shooter. He's just not been able to get the ball in the basket here tonight.
Burns, nice pass over. Melvin Newburn in traffic, and went and got it himself.
Great hustle.
And then a foul on Jacob Benninga. If I call this a shooting foul or not.
No, that was.
Yeah, it was out. That was the first. You're right. It was the first contact out on the drive there.
Yeah, they got Jacob Benninga out on the floor before the shot.
Newburn inbounding to Damian Gordon here. Under 8 minutes to play. Cooper has led throughout. They're up by 3. It was double figures not too long ago, though. Newbern will walk it back out.
Oh, and it's smart. They're forcing Slater to come out and guard him out on the perimeter.
The thing for Cooper, though, is, you know, do you become too patient to the point where you can't decide whether to take a shot? I mean, I don't think they can't stay at 45 and win this game. Let's put it that way. Newbern falls, gets right back up, had it blocked, goes up again, tips it, and there's Burns out of the pack with it.
I don't know how that wasn't a travel, Jay. Melvin Newbern shot the ball in the air and went on his own air ball.
I think somebody got a piece of it, or at least it looked like it enough that they gave him the benefit of the doubt. Back across to Hill. And he'll get it again out high. Pass tip, Benega was on the sideline. Good effort, but couldn't quite save it.
No, I think your point is right on, Jay. Cooper doesn't want to get too patient here where they get away from what's been working for them this whole game. But I think they're just trying to take time off the clock, force Wayzata to extend their defense out where they can maybe get a good matchup and a good driving angle.
Well, and you made a good point, too, about, you know, making Slater come out to try and guard Newbern, because he's not going to be able to, you know, he moves his feet fairly well for a big guy, but he's not going to be able to trap him or keep him from, you know, keeping the dribble alive. And now they've got Hlavacek on him, and he takes a quick foul as Newbern was driving.
Well, two things. Coach Schnettler got Austin Slater out of the game. I think he could see what they were trying to do, but two, that's a 6-team foul on Wayzata. So that's a big foul right there, because now every time that they get a touch foul, if they're too aggressive, Cooper's going to get to a chance to go to the free throw line.
And down to the Gordon. It almost looked like Hlavacek wanted to take that foul, though, didn't it? Maybe they do. Maybe they want to make sure that this, you know, clock just doesn't tick away on them. Galinsky out there defending Newbern now. And we'll get a foul on the Trojans. Galinsky looks like on the reach-in. So Newbern will head to the free throw line here for Cooper. Trying to build on a 3-point lead, 6:02 to go. Scoring pace has really slowed for both teams now late in the game. Newbern right on target with the free throw. He has 13 points now.
Well, that's going to be a big part of this game, Jay. With 6 minutes left, a 4-point game. Wayzata trying to up the ante here defensively, force pressure. If they can foul Cooper and Cooper can knock down some free throws, that's going to be a big, huge plus.
1 out of 2, and then a foul on Gordon coming over the top there. That'll just be his second. And not in the bonus yet, so Wayzata inbounds in the backcourt. 4-point deficit. Benega to Lindbergh. Hlavacek is fouled by Burns. Didn't mean to, but got his leg tangled with him.
And now that is going to be 1-1 for Wayzata. So you're putting a very good free throw shooting team on the line here. I think Burns was just trying to go for that. Got his foot tangled in there. Really nothing he could do. Good effort.
Hlavacek went to the line a moment ago and made 1 out of 2.
That's Burns. Team 7 1-1. For Hlavacek.
And free throw bounces and drops for Parker, so one more coming here. Second one also good, so he's able to knock down a pair and bring it to a 2-point game. And Newbern is fouled in the backcourt. Hlavacek will pick it up. Slater will check back in.
To your point, Jay, that's almost twice that it seemed like Hlavacek wanted to get a foul, right? He tried for the old wraparound reach here, and that's, I used to do that a lot defensively, and I never felt like it was a foul. It got called all the time. It looks like a foul. Whether it is or not, the referees are going to call that.
Newbern makes the first. Second one also good for Melvin Newbern, and a timeout taken here by Cooper, so they lead back to 4 now at 48-44, 5:47 up on the scoreboard clock here at Osseo.
Well, you give all the credit to Cooper. Just when it looked like Wayzata was set to make their run, Jay, and maybe take over this game, Cooper's fought back. They've gotten to the bonus, knocked down some free throws, and they're just doing just enough. I always like to, when you want to maintain a 2-possession lead, especially playing a team like Wayzata, who's a good 3-point shooting team, because you just always felt that extra confidence. Hey, no matter what, even if we give up a basket, we're up by 2 possessions. So if you can maintain that as you go down the stretch, that's always a big confidence builder.
Winner will get Hopkins back here at Osseo on Wednesday night. Hopkins blowing out Armstrong in the first semifinal here this evening, and obviously a formidable opponent for whoever wins this one. That goes without saying, but
yeah, I think the thing with Hopkins to keep an eye on is just how good their guard play has been. Is Amir Coffey, his health, his foot, giving him some issues. He's obviously one of the most talented players, if not the most talented player in the state. And I think for them, not only to get out of the section, but to really make a run at winning a state championship, I think they need a healthy Amir Coffey. So going forward, just watching his health and how he recovers from playing today.
Wayzata into the front court. Baumgartner driving it, and no good. A foul on the D. But they're just a little bit late, and he will go to the free throw line. And Gordon will be called for the foul.
Just a little dribble handoff, and that's a shot Gavin Baumgartner needs to finish. I know that's hard when you get contact, but nothing affected his release of that. That's where when you're down 4, getting that 3-point play is really nice. The other thing Coach Schnettler's doing is he's doing offense and defense with Austin Slater. He may be recognizing that the liability defensively of coming out and guarding, so he's substituting offense and defense with the big man.
Both free throws good. Back to a 2-point game now. Here's Hill right up the sideline. Dante Burns way across for Gordon, fakes and scores.
Yeah, great looking pass right there, and a nice job by Gordon, just shot faking, letting the defender go by, getting a nice layup.
Here's Benninger looking to answer, and again there be just a touch late trying to take that charge. Looks like this will be on Bijan Newbern. And Benninger will head to the free throw line.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
We see it every game, at least 1 or 2 of those where it could probably go either way. I never like that. When an offensive player leaves as a layup and you slide in after he's left, I don't like that. I like that you give that to the offensive player, but I can certainly understand the frustration if you're a Cooper fan too.
Good rebound by Gordon in traffic there. Here's Hill. Almost lost. Hawks by 3. Still 5 minutes to go, but every possession feels like a crucial one now, doesn't it? Here's Newbern down the lane. Wouldn't go. Gets it back. Knocked away and fouled and one. Delinsky will be called for the foul. Sometimes those work out better when you don't get the first one to go. You'd much rather have a foul and a hoop, and that's what they get.
I mean, that's just effort. That's effort and just going after the offensive glass. We saw that ball get stripped away. He stayed with it. He's got very quick hands and the strength there to finish with the contact.
Free throw is good. A huge 3-point play right there for Melvin Newbern. And it's a 6-point lead here for Cooper. Here's Benninger knocking one down. Newbern working into the front court. Now Hill. Baseline drive here, and they'll kick it back out. tipped away and a foul on Baumgartner, and they'll send Newbern to the line.
And that's going to be the 10th foul, which is a big deal because now that guarantees 2 shots every time they're fouled. So what you're seeing right now, Cooper, nice job spacing the court, and they're letting Melvin Newbern get that ball where he's pretty comfortable handling it, and he's had a nice day at the free throw line too tonight.
And misses here, however. 5 out of 7. Knocks down the second. So Cooper's lead is 5 points here. 4:20 to go in the ball game. Slater out to Baumgartner, and now Sawada for a long 3, no good. Tipped loose, rebounded by Cooper's Newbern. Bijan Newbern, that is. Hill. Gordon thought about it, pulls it back out.
Smart play, big time smart play by Damian Gordon.
And Newbern will spin back out of there. Hill down the lane, and this time Gordon is going to take it, and in and out. That would have been huge, but couldn't quite get it to go. Now Benninga. Lindbergh will step into a long one, and he hits.
Yeah, you talk about a missed 3 on one end, so the lead could be 8 instead. Wayzata gets a long 3 from Ryan Lindbergh, his first one of the night, and it's now a 2-point game. Big time swing.
.3:15 to play. Cooper by 2. Newbern into the lane was fouled. No shot. A foul before the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
He's just got such nice control, doesn't he, Jay? I mean, he's so quick and explosive, but it doesn't look out of control. It looks completely poised, and he's 6'4", but he's strong, and he's had a really nice game. Really impressed with his perimeter game tonight. His ball handling, his ability to get to the basket.
Gets the roll on that one as it crawls over the rim and in for another crucial free throw there. 3-point lead for the Hawks. Second one also good, so Newbern making him pay for fouling. 4-point lead for Cooper as we approach 3 minutes to go. Benninga driving, layup is good.
Really nice move. Johnny Benninga shielded Melvin Newbern there with his body and shoulder, finished with his offhand. That's a big time bucket. Yeah, watch Johnny here as he goes by. Nice screen by Austin Slater. See him get that shoulder on Newbern there, able to shield him away and take away any chance of blocking that shot. I'll tell you too, Jay, every time tonight when Wayzata's needed a bucket, they've got one. You know, you're down 5, they get a big 3. You're down 4, you get a big 2. So it's a 1-possession game. We got 3 minutes left, so you're no panic right now if you're Wayzata. Plenty of time, plenty of possessions, and if you're Cooper, I think you continue doing what you're doing, taking care of the ball, trying to run clock off, force Wayzata to extend their defense and keep attacking the basket.
Fantastic second semifinal. Boy, we've got a huge week coming up for you on 12 Sports basketball-wise, too. We'll be back here at Osseo Monday night for a Section 5 semifinal between big rivals Osseo and Park Center. And have this section final for you coming up Wednesday. We'll have, presumably, if they still win, Maple Grove into their Section 8 final, and also the Section 5 final end of next week.
Yeah, we talked all year, Jay. We cover, I think, the biggest and deepest and most talented sections in the state of Minnesota in big school basketball, and we get to see it on display tonight. We got to see Hopkins and Armstrong play at a high level. You know, we have Osseo, we have Park Center, just some really good, high-quality basketball.
And very nice that it worked out that the 3 main sections are not on the same night either.
Yep.
And in the backcourt, it's out off of Wayzata as Bijan Newbern turned and Galinsky was there. Inbound to Hill, and he's quickly fouled by Hlavacek.
Interesting.
I kind of get the feeling that Wayzata wants to make sure this just doesn't come down to continuing like it is, and pretty soon you're down under a minute.
Yeah.
They want to extend and make more possessions, and you know, if Cooper can hit free throws, they should be in good shape, but they're going to make them prove it. Hill for 2 here, and he hits it.
I think that's a compliment to Cooper's offense. Basically, Wayzata saying, hey, the way you guys have taken care of the basketball and you forced us to extend, it's not what we want to do. So we're going to take our chances and follow our scouting reports, and we're going to follow Nathan Hill, who we don't think can make free throws right now. And he just says, hey, take that, Wayzata, as he knocks the first one down.
Second one wouldn't go. Baumgartner, though, saving it into Gordon, and then Burns decided not to take a layup there and brought it back out. In that case, I'm not so sure that he probably shouldn't have just put that ball in.
Take the layup, yep.
Now they'll chase Hill. Damian Gordon down the baseline, scores and one.
What a big play. What a big play.
Boy, has he been big. We talked about Newbern, but Damian Gordon has provided that second big weapon all night long.
No, he's hit a couple of threes, and that time watch him rip through, goes strong and squares up. And Austin Slater, again, if you are going to challenge that, you got to block that shot or don't pick up a foul. You do not want to give a three-point play. Damian Gordon with 18, make that 19. Big points here tonight.
Benninga across. Cooper by 6. Baumgartner dumping it into Slater, and with a foul, looks like on Hill. I believe it's the 4th on Hill. Oh, it is 5, yep. It's the second game in a row when we've had this happen.
Well, there's a little, some questions about whether or not that's 5 fouls on Nathan Hill.
My book said 4 also.
Huh.
And Slater's free throw is good. Slater's second free throw also good. Referee telling Coach Powell right now that we have to go by the official book. Obviously the referees on the court aren't keeping track individually of how many fouls everybody has. Inbounded to Newbern. Newbern weaving his way through like the Globetrotters, and then Benninga with the steal. Benninga for the layup, it's good. 2-point game.
Well, Cooper done such a nice job of taking care of the basketball, and that time Johnny Benninga snuck up on Melvin Newbern, able to get the steal. Big time play.
Zielinski will be called for the foul here, and will send Cooper's Burns to the free throw line. Burns free throw, no good. Second one is good. So a 3-point lead here for the Hawks, under 2 minutes to go. Lindbergh back for Benninga, looking to drive. Pull-up J is no good. Newbern had it, battle for it, and a tie-up. Cooper's possession. Walensky and Hlavacek will come back in here for Wayzata. Cooper gets Justice back into the game now, the ball handler.
Yeah, ball handler, good shooter, but also a freshman.
Here is Melvin Newbern for the layup. They spin him long.
Smart play. You just can't give that up. Melvin Newbern, such a good athlete, able to go get it.
Hlavacek the drive, but he is fouled by Gordon. So 5-point game. And Hlavacek will go to the free throw line.
You're Wayzata, you got to make your free throws. You get your defense set up. I think you try to get a turnover and then you look to foul. And force Cooper to continue to make free throws. You can't give up easy baskets like that last one to Melvin Newbern that they got over the top.
4-point game. Hlavacek 4 out of 5 at the line now. Gets it to crawl around and in. So a 3-point lead for Cooper. And Walensky takes the quick foul on Burns.
Well, the Academy Awards are tomorrow night, Jay. And Ante Burns, that was a nice little fake flop afterwards, but does the job, sells the foul, is going to get to the free throw line here.
Burns 2 out of 4 at the line. And misses the first. Sawada and Slater back in. Massey back in for Cooper. And Burns
the big one.
makes 1 out of 2. He's done it every time at the line here. So 4-point lead for Cooper. Benninga. Driving and an offensive foul. You can see that one coming.
That's a big play, huge play by Beijing Newbern right there. He stood in, he took the charge, and as soon as Johnny Benninga left his feet, he knew it. That's where you got to come to that jump stop to stop your momentum. He had a shooter in the right corner. Big play.
And I'll tell you what he did better that time too. A couple of those charges, I mean, there's no restricting line in high school ball, but they were so far under the hoop taking charges.
That time was out a little bit
That time
further,
he stepped out, and I think that definitely helped him to get that call.
Yep.
And Bijan, to his credit, on one of the previous ones, he asked the referee, can you explain to me what, and he probably, learn from it. And we get a timeout by Cooper as they were struggling a little bit to get that ball inbounded. Minute 25 left. Great ball game here. Hawks 64, Trojans 60.
We got plenty of time. Minute 25, a lot of possessions left. You're Wayzata, you want to make this as many possessions as possible. Keep fouling Cooper. They've been making 1 out of 2 pretty consistently. And you don't need threes yet. You just want to get good twos, good layups. Try to create a turnover, and then after 5 to 8 seconds, you get a foul. You know what? You get the feeling on Wayzata's side that, not that they thought that this was going to be an easy game, but they kept kind of waiting, Jay, like, when's our run? When are we going to take control of it? And all of a sudden now it's full-on panic mode. Hey, a minute 25, we're down. Guys, this is it. This is everything you guys have worked for and talked about and dreamed about. It can be done here in the next minute 25.
Well, and I kind of touched on that in the pregame, too. last year they were in the spot Cooper's in, whereas Maple Grove thought, everyone kind of thought it was Maple Grove's, time to shine, and maybe they'd be playing Champlain Park in that final, and Wayzata came in and just kind of executed to a T, and tonight the flip side has happened to them. Gordon will inbound here for Cooper. Here's where you have to be careful not to allow a defender to flop in front of you and make it look like you ran him over, too. Newbern comes to get it. Melvin Newbern. Now Gordon. And timeout Cooper. And you could see they're in a little trouble with that 10 count. Wayzata, I think, probably is thinking, we'll see if we can get a trap here and a steal and then foul if we need to. But
well, it was smart. Both teams smart there. Cooper had Damian Gordon with the ball and Melvin Newbern, who've knocked free throws down here tonight. You trap them, force someone else to pick up the ball who hasn't had a great night from the free throw line. So nice defense, and they're getting a good execution, too, by Cooper. This is where it's nice in high school basketball that the 10-second shot, it resets. You know what I mean? So you don't have 2 seconds, so you got a brand new 10 seconds. So a nice timeout by Bo Powell.
Gordon getting set to inbound here for Cooper. And, dangerous one, but Bijan Newbern the catch, and then he was fouled just as he made that pass.
That ball hung in the air.
Yeah, Wayzata forced him to throw a pretty tough one, and they got the completion, though. So Bijan Newbern steps up for a couple of big ones. And he hits. That was his first free throw of the night. So now at a 5-point lead. Second one short, Benninger the rebound. Wayzata facing elimination, and Benninger will drive no good. And then we get a foul before Baumgartner could take that shot. And he will head to the free throw line. That'll be number 4 on Melvin Newbern. Well, we're late enough in the game and maybe it wouldn't matter, but if you did somehow get to an OT, you'd be a little concerned. Baumgartner's free throw is good. Second one also good for Gavin Baumgartner, and Jacob Benninger subbing in here for the Trojans. So 3-point lead for Cooper. Gordon gets it inbounded to Newbern. Double comes and he's grabbed and will head to the free throw line.
Smart play by Newbern, who's been really stroking the ball well at the free throw line, drawing the foul. That's where if you're Wayzata, you want to deny a guy like him the basketball, make someone else step up, make Ante Burns get it, make the freshman Jalen Justice handle it, put those guys on the free throw line, force them to make free throws to beat you.
23 tonight for Newbern, make it 24. Slater, Johnny Benninger, and Sawada back in here for Wayzata as they're making those offense to defense substitutions. And Melvin Newbern with 2 clutch free throws right there. The lead is 5. They'll go into Slater and then right back out. Baumgartner looking to drive it. Reverse layup is good. And then a quick timeout by Wayzata. So They're doing what they can to try and fight back into it. They're within 3 now, and still time to go.
Yep, inside out, nice offense right there. You can see inside to Slater, the court spreads out, and a beautiful drive by Gavin Baumgartner. He's had a nice game, tonight. We saw that athletic dunks. We've seen a couple of athletic finishes at the rim as well. This is where I think you want to deny Melvin Newburn the basketball, and you want to deny Damian Gordon the basketball. You want to get the ball in the hands of number 14, Ante Burns, or Jalen Justice, number 0, the freshman. Try to get them to catch the ball. You get a quick foul. You put someone on the line that's not used to being at the line here tonight.
And one question I have too is, being that we're already in the double bonus and it would be 2 shots anyway, can you just go ahead and foul them if they don't have the ball? You have to be careful that you don't.
That's the problem, is that you put it in the referee's hands, and if they dictate that it's an intentional, then you get 2 shots and the ball. No, I know it's a great idea, but without that clarification, I don't think you risk it.
Again, Gordon to inbound. Got it into Newburn as he scrambled away, and a foul on Baumgartner.
Oh, that looked like great effort. Great hustle by Baumgartner. I thought he got all ball there, Jay.
So Newburn will step to the line again.
If anything, that was a foul on Baumgartner, but that one, there's some contact on the hand there. Good effort, but I think that's the right call. If he didn't call that one, the one previous to that was a foul. Big game by Melvin Newburn. And I said to you in the beginning of the game, I thought he's been averaging around 20. They need him at 25 to 30, and tonight he's got 27.
And Newburn very confident these last few times down. You just have the feeling these are going in.
You do. And when you go to the line a lot in a game, you build a rhythm where you feel really comfortable. That's why I would not foul him.
5-point game, Benega. Oh, they almost lose it. Sawada. Across, Lindbergh for 3. It's good.
What a big shot.
And Wayzata is not done yet. Lindbergh's made a couple of big threes. They're back to within 2.
What a big shot. Nowhere to go, and Sawada does a nice job. Good skip pass. Austin Slater with a nice fade screen right there. We talked a lot about Ryan Lindbergh. He missed a bunch of shots early, but he's hit a couple of big ones. And here's why that's big, Jay, because you're up 2 if you're Cooper. So if you're Wayzata and you foul and you miss one, it's a 1-possession game. So really a big shot right there, big 3-point. I tell you, when we talked about the experience really being in Wayzata's corner with these big group of seniors, that Cooper has certainly handled themselves with great poise under stress here. They've been able to take care of the basketball for the most part. They're making most of their free throws, so they've done a nice job of answering that experience that we thought for surely would favor the Trojans.
Back in a familiar spot with Cooper inbounding in the backcourt. Gordon with 4 Hawks in the line near midcourt.
If anything, you deny Melvin Newburn the basketball. Don't let him get a catch.
They get it into him. And a foul call on the Trojans. It will be on Lindbergh.
Oh, I thought he moved his feet there, Jay. Did you see that? Great job by our awesome camera crew, too. There looked like there was some shuffling of the feet there, but Cooper fortunate to get the foul called. And again, you're sending Melvin Newburn, who's hit a bunch in a row here, has a nice rhythm going at the free throw line.
Ooh, and now he misses one. Broke the string. Still a 2-point
and that's why that 3 was such a big shot, because now you miss one, no matter what, it's going to be a 1-possession game. And there's plenty of time. I still don't think you need to rush and take a 3. I think you try to attack. If you can get an uncontested layup, you take it. Otherwise, you know, if you can settle, if you get an open look at three, you obviously want that as well.
Newbern makes one, so it's a 3-point Hawks lead here. 25 seconds to go. Sawada out to Slater. Lindbergh wants to squeeze up a shot, and that's way off. Well defended. They save it, though, and get another chance. Benninga, 8 seconds.
Now you need a three.
Here's Lindbergh. Short, no good. And it looks like it's over. The Hawks have pulled off the win.
Oh, what a finish.
Cooper holds on. A couple of late threes will not drop. And the Hawks score a big win, 70-67. They got off to a strong start in this one, Ryan, and just kind of played poised and confident all the way. They led pretty much throughout the night. And Wayzata, every time they came back, you know, it was both teams back and forth answering each other down at the stretch. And it is Cooper coming up with the W and an impressive performance.
Well, the game plan for Cooper to win this game was exactly what we talked about in the pregame. Get off to a fast start, make some shots early to believe that we can win this game. Not only did they do that, but they sustained it throughout the game. They answered every run that Wayzata had with some big-time plays. I thought the ability to knock free throws down for the most part at the end. Defensively, I thought they got Wayzata out of their comfort zone for about 90% of that game. Just a really, really good game plan and great execution by Cooper and a big-time win to get to the section finals.
Well, a couple of guys who had some great nights are standing by with Allie. Let's go to her.
Hey guys, these guys had incredible nights each. We've got Damian Gordon and Melvin Newbern. Melvin, we'll start with you. 27 points tonight, an incredible game. Where did all those points come from you?
Oh, I'm just trying to play for my brothers, man. I mean, me being the only senior, besides with a few other dudes, I mean, we just not trying to have it end here. We're trying to keep going to the first we know we can go it to.
Talk about those last seconds right there. It was absolutely wild. You guys almost had that game slip from you.
I mean, yeah, we knew we had to turn it up a notch because we left them open. They were going to knock shots down, and they did that for a bit.
What does a win like this say about your team?
It shows a lot. I mean, coming from our record last year to where we are now, I mean, it's incredible, man. Like, we're going to be nice the next couple of years.
Congrats, Melvin. We'll turn over to Damian. Damian, you were on fire tonight. Did you just wake up feeling it?
Kinda. I just wanted to really get this one for my team. It was like I had to get this one for my team.
When you walked into the gym tonight, is this how you saw this game happening?
I knew it was going to be a hard-fought game, and I just wanted to, you know, just contribute as much as I can and do my part, play my role.
It seemed like you guys were able to keep Wayzata out of their comfort zone this entire game. You guys never trailed this entire game. How are you guys able to do that?
Well, it all starts with defense and practice. We always like preach defense and keeping our opponents like down and just trying to, you know, keep scoring, keep the pace.
I asked Hopkins the same question. You're one game away from the state tournament. Will we see Cooper at that tournament?
Yeah.
Simple as that. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Allie. And Ryan, this is kind of what high school basketball is all about. It was a great game down the stretch, and Wayzata had an outstanding year. Congratulations to them. But Cooper coming up with a dynamite game here tonight, and just really an exciting game, and they played well down the stretch.
That's why we are captivated by sports, right? If you just looked at paper, you'd say Wayzata, you know, Wayzata beat Hopkins early in the year. Hopkins beat Cooper by, 35? So you think, okay, there's no chance there. Well, that's why we play the game. That's why we're all enthralled with sports. That's why the attention is garnered on it. You get a bunch of kids that start believing in themselves, and you just had a great performance. You had a gutty performance by Melvin Newbern, you know, the senior, and just some really good team basketball. And hats off to Cooper. They came out and executed their game plan. What are we talking about? Their athleticism, right? Their strength, their offensive rebounding, and they're just defensively getting after Wayzata, and that's exactly what they did. A big-time win for the Cooper Hawks.
So great win for Cooper. Again, we remind you to watch for a lot of great basketball in the week ahead here. We'll have Osseo Park Center in the Section 5 semis. We will have this section final, Cooper and Hopkins. We will have presumably a Maple Grove Section Final in Section 8 and then also the Section 5 title game. So wall-to-wall basketball coming up in the week ahead. For Ali Arlt, Ryan Iverson, and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Your final tonight, Cooper 70, Wayzata 67.